Good morning. That is not me on the mat. That's Mouse, my dog, or one of them anyway. She's decided to be my video test. Looks like I can see everything on the mat. As you can see, I've got lots of Legos in the background. Those are not mine, but they are plentiful. And we're going to do some yoga this morning. So, never gone live before ever. Never used this tripod before. I think Mouse is more excited than me at this point. Right, Mouse? Mouse, can you move out of my way? No? Okay, Mouse is going to move maybe. So we're going to start our practice this morning from a comfortable seated position. So that could be what they call crisscross applesauce, legs crossed. You could try one heel to one thigh, that's half lotus. If you want to try both heels on both thighs, I don't find that very comfortable, but it's your practice, so do what you like. So starting from this position, we're going to inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale up, exhale to the left, slide your left hand down, look under your right shoulder, inhale up, exhale to the right. Then we'll inhale up, exhale back to the left, inhale up, exhale last time to the right, inhale up, exhale straight down the center, inhale up, exhale your hands behind you facing you, lift up with your chest and hips, push down with your knees. Don't worry if your knees don't touch the mat yet. You can get there with practice. Release. One more time. Inhale up. Exhale, reach. Inhale up. Exhale, lift. Release. Now we'll bring both palms to knees. Inhale. Roll your upper torso forward. Exhale, roll to the back. Keep going at the pace of your own breath. Now we're going to reverse. Still inhaling to the front. Exhaling as we roll to the back. Now we'll center it up. We're going to step out to our tabletop position or hands and knees. Fingers will be spread wide like starfish. Ankles will be flattened out behind you. So we're not putting our toes on the mat. We're flattening out those ankles. Inhale, drop your belly, look up for cow. Exhale, chin to chest, arch your back, pull your navel into your spine for cat. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. Inhale, exhale. Last time each movement, inhale, exhale. Now we'll center it up with our spine. We're going to go ahead and bring our right foot just outside the mat at a 45-degree angle. Left foot comes out the same, then our hands will meet at heart center with our thumbs aiming for our sternum. This is sumo squat with prayer hands. Let's bring those arms out wide. We're going to look up for goddess pose. And then we'll bring our hands back together. Release those hands, bring them up to the top, and flow back down to your sumo squat. That's 2. We've got 8. Here's 3. 4. 5. Down for 6, 7, and 8. Now we'll bring our hands down to the mat. Widen your stance, slightly pigeon-toeing your toes towards each other. We're going to walk our hands out in the front. Drop your head in between your arms. Push back and up with your hips, stretching out your hamstrings. And then we'll bring our hands behind us, walking them back. Now we'll walk our hands over to the right, trying to get closer to our leg today. And then we'll walk it over to the left. Let's bring our right hand to the center of the mat. Bring that left arm up, look up. And then we'll try the other side. Left hand to the center, right hand comes up, look up. Now let's bring both hands down. Heel toe your feet until your feet are back on the mat. Hips width distance apart. Now we're going to put a slight bend in our knees and roll up with our spine, one vertebrae at a time. Inhale. Exhale, swan dive down to your forward fold. Head, neck, and shoulders will just hang here. Now we'll shake our head yes. Shake your head no. Yes again. Then no. Let's bring both palms to shins, flat back, look forward for monkey prep. Pull your shoulders away from your ears. Then we'll bring it right back to our forward fold. Let's bring those palms back to shins once more. Then fold. Now we're going to reverse swan dive back up. Let's reach up onto the balls of our feet. We're going to reach towards the ceiling. I'm almost there. Exhale, release. Inhale. Exhale, reach. Then we'll swan dive back down, back to our forward fold. We're going to bring our big toes together. If you can, make them touch. We're going to sink down into our chair. Arms are on either side of our ears, butts pushing back like we're sitting into a stool. Then we'll bring our hands to heart. We're going to twist to the left. Try to get that right elbow on your left quad to get deeper into your twist. And then we'll bring our arms apart. Let's bring those hands back together to the center. Tap behind you, reaching for in between your shoulder blades. And then we'll twist to the right. Bring those arms out wide. Back together to the center. Then we'll bring our hands down. Separate your feet, hips width distance apart, back to your forward fold. Now we'll reverse swan dive up. Let's exhale over to the left. Keep your head in between your arms. Send your right hip way over to the right as if you could make a C here with your body. Inhale up. Exhale, same thing to the right. And then we'll inhale up. Exhale, swan dive down to your forward fold. We're going to step out to our plank here. And then we'll bring our right hand to the center of the mat. Left hand comes up for side plank. If this is too hard, drop your bottom knee to the mat. That'll help. We're going to take this top hand, bring it down, then up, threading the needle for 8 counts. Here's 3, 4, down for 5. Here's 6, 7. Then we'll bring that left hand down to the center of the mat, fingers spread wide. Right hand comes up, option to drop that bottom knee, and we'll come down and up. Here's 8, 7, down for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, last one. Then we'll bring both hands down, back to our plank. From here, we'll pike up, bring those hips up, head is in between your arms. We're aiming those heels for the mat, even if they don't touch yet. Then we'll bring our left foot up for a 3-legged dog. Let's try to bring that left knee forward to left elbow, then lift right back up, back to our 3-legged dog. Now we'll bring left knee to right elbow. We're going to set our foot down on its side here. Back foot also rotates to its side. Maybe lift this right hand opening up the chest for fallen triangle. Then we'll bring that hand down, foot back up, back to our three-legged dog. Take a deep breath. Exhale your foot in between your hands in front. If you don't make it, wiggle it the rest of the way up. We're going to set that back heel down behind us to a 45-degree angle. Then we'll come up into our warrior one. Front knee is bent here. Now let's bring our arms in a straight line, still bending that front knee for warrior two. Front palm comes up, tilt forward, and right back for reverse warrior. With that back hand, you can rest it on your thigh, or you can bind to your front pocket. And then we'll bring our arms back to warrior two. Straighten that front knee. Front palm comes up, tilt all the way forward. Bring that front hand to the shin or your mat. Look up for triangle. Option to revolve this. Top hand will come down. Bottom hand will come up, twisting to the left for revolved triangle. Now we'll bring both hands to either side of that front foot. Step your back leg up about a foot. Bending at the waist, folding over your front leg for pyramid, trying to get your nose closer to your leg. When you're ready, take that left hand in front of left foot. We're going to bring our right hand to waist, lifting that back leg until it's parallel to the mat. Maybe also lifting that top hand for half moon. Then we'll revolve this. Top hand down, bottom hand up, twisting to the left for revolve to half moon. Then we'll bring both hands down. Step back out to your plank. We did everything on the left side. Now we're ready to try the right. Pike up, down dog. We're going to bring that right foot up for three-legged dog. Don't tell no. Then we'll bring our right knee to right elbow. Lift right back up, back to our three-legged dog. Next, bring right knee to left elbow. This is that twist. Set your foot down on its side, back foot also on its side. Maybe lift that hand for fallen triangle. Then we'll bring our hand down, foot back up, back to our three-legged dog. Take that deep breath. Exhale your foot in between your hands. Set your back heel down to a 45-degree angle. We're coming up into our warrior one. Then we'll straighten out our arms. Warrior two. Front palm comes up, tilt forward, and right back for reverse warrior. And then we'll bring our arms back to warrior two. Straighten that front knee. Front palm comes up, tilt all the way forward. Front hand can come to the shin, or you can rest it on the mat. Look up at that top hand for triangle. Then we'll revolve this. Top hand down, bottom hand up, twisting to the right for revolved triangle. Now we'll bring both hands to either side of that front foot. Step your back leg up a foot, bending at the waist, folding over this front leg for pyramid. When you're ready, take that right hand in front of right foot. Left hand comes to waist. We're looking over at that left wall, lifting that back leg until it's parallel to the mat. Maybe also lifting that top hand for half moon. Option to revolve this. Top hand down, bottom hand up, twist to the right for revolved half moon. And then we'll bring both hands down, step our feet together and roll up. I'm going to get water if you have some. Good segue, good little tiny break to get some. Now we'll try our balancing. So for balancing, we're going to bring all the weight to our right foot first. So imagine you're touching the mat on all sides with your feet. You don't want to favor one side or the other. You want to really center on that foot. Shoulders are back and down. Let's try to bring our left knee up about waist high. This may be as far as you want to go. You may want to stay here. If you want, we can guide that knee over to the left. And then we'll hold and breathe. For balancing, you never ever want to lock out that planted knee. Also, staring at something on the ground 3 to 4 feet in front of you, that'll help you balance. If you look at something that's moving, tends to make you move as well. Let's move that knee forward. Stay here, or we can reach for our calf, shins, ankle, or toes. Extend out, then we'll hinge over. If you fall, come right back to it. We're just practicing today. It's no competition. This is your practice. Now let's bring it down and try the other side. Bring your right knee up, or make sure you're centered on your foot, on your left foot. We're going to bring that right knee up. Bring it over to the side with your other hand. Some people like to bring it to waist. I like to counterbalance. You can try one or both, see which works for you. We're not locking out that knee. Let's bring our right knee forward. Option to stay here, or we'll extend out with that leg, then hinge over. Now we'll bring that leg down. Let's find our tree. So turn your left knee out to the side. We're going to take this foot and rest it somewhere alongside our right leg that isn't our kneecap. So it can be low. Keep that knee pointed that way. It could be higher. It's up to you. Once you think you found your tree, we'll bring our hands to heart. You still may be wobbly. You may need that focal point to stare at on the ground. So check in with your breathing. Is it ragged? Is it forced? Try to slow it down. And then we'll bring our arms out. Let's bring them up. Flow back down. Then we'll see if we can do that again. Out, up, back down. Now we'll try the other side. So all the way comes to your left foot. Turn that right knee out to the right wall. Find your tree. It could be lower or higher than you just did on the other side. Still up to you completely. Once you find that tree, we'll bring our hands to heart. Don't worry about being wobbly. We're trying to build those stabilizer muscles in your feet. That's going to take some practice. So wobbling's not bad. That's your body changing. Let's bring those arms up. We're going to grow branches and leaves for our tree. Then we'll allow them to blow. So once again, if you fall, come back to it. Do not get frustrated here, please. This takes practice. Looks really easy, totally not. Let's touch down. Next, glue your knees together. Kick back your left foot and reach for it right by your glute. Then we'll bring right arm to right ear, hinging forward at the waist. We're going to reach straight forward with this front hand and straight back with your back for dancer's pose. And then we're going to try that other side. So glue your knees together. I tell you to do that because if you don't, I see a lot of people doing this. We really want that foot right behind us, not over here. So knees together. Kick back your right foot. Reach for it. Bring left arm to left ear, hinging forward at the waist. We're reaching straight forward and straight back. And then we'll bring it down. This time, we're going to go ahead and bring our left foot over to the left wall again. I'm going to reach down with my left hand. At the same time, I'm bringing my left foot up to meet it. So, thumb is going to go over heel, fingers and instep. If you're not there yet, grab onto your calf, grab onto your shin. Then I'm going to see if I can lift out. Other hand can come to waist or counterbalance for soldier's pose. Now we'll try that other side. Unless you want to hold this longer, still your practice. So bring that leg down, turn your right knee out, reach down, lift up, thumb over heels, fingers and instep, shoulders are back and down. You don't want to do this from a hunched position. Then we'll see if we can extend out with that foot. Bring it down. And we'll try eagle. So eagle is not easy. I don't even think it looks easy, so you'll see. Left bend of your arm over right. We'll intertwine our arms, trying to get those palms touching. And then we'll see if we can wrap that left leg around right. Sink down, bending your knee. Bring those elbows in front of your face for eagle. And then we'll release and see if we can do the other side. So you might notice that one side is harder to do than the other. That's normal. Just take note and compensate accordingly. Right bend of your arm over left. Intertwine those arms. Bring your palms together. Sink down. Bring those elbows in front of your face. And try to hold it. Breathe. Release. Now we're going to come to the end of our mat. Let's bring our heels together. So ideally, this is where we want to be with our heels touching, trying to get those feet pointed out towards either side. You may start way up higher. Modify it to your comfort level. Do not let me hurt you. Let's bring our hands to heart. And then we'll see if we can play a little bit with balance. Bring those hands up. Tap behind you, reaching for in between your shoulder blades. And then we'll bring our hands back to heart. Bring them out wide. If you want to challenge yourself further, look up. Then we'll bring those hands together. Walk our hands out. Keep the soles of your feet touching. And then we'll walk out to our frog pose. So, ideally, we want our belly closer to the mat. Your hips may be stiff. Your hip butt may stay up. That's okay. Eventually, we're going to let all this calm down, allowing our belly to reach the mat. The soles of our feet will be touching. If you're here and this doesn't feel like much, pull your feet in closer so you can feel the stretch. Most people can usually feel this stretch. Breathe. Now we'll bring it back up. Back to our frog squat. Heels are touching, or we're setting the intention to one day touch our heels. Bring those hands to heart. We're going to challenge our balance further, and the best way I know how is to close your eyes. You may fall, that's okay. Now we'll open them and work it back out to our frog pose. So remember, soles of your feet are touching. We're walking our hands down the mat. Even if your hips stay way up, that's okay. That's where you are. Don't get frustrated. Don't fight it and don't push it. You don't want to injure yourself here. That's a nice long hold for that squat, for that pose. So let's bring our legs in front, swing them around, and practice our L sit and do some core work. So, inhale. Exhale, reach. Inhale, up. Exhale, your hands on either side. We're going to lift up, bringing our bottom off the mat for L sit. Eventually, we want to engage our core strength, and we want to lift our body off the mat. We don't have to be there yet. Let's try it again. Inhale. Exhale, reach. Inhale, up. Exhale, lift. Bottom or body, up to you. Then we'll release. Then we'll inhale. Exhale, your hands behind you, facing you. We're going to come up for our reverse plank. So we're lifting off the mat. We're going to hold. And then we'll bring our left heel to right quad. Let's see if we can hold this for 5, 4, 3, 2, release. Other side. Right heel to left quad, just holding for 5, 4, 3, 2. Let's bring it down. Lower down to the mat. Now we're going to inhale. Exhale, tilt your upper torso back to a 45-degree angle. Lift those legs, extend out with your arms. This is boat pose. If this is too hard, bend your knees, hold behind them. That should keep you upright. I'll count to 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Let's bring it down. Wiggle your toes. Put space between your toes. These are some stretches you can do at home since most people are on their feet a lot in real life. Let's inhale. Exhale, your hands behind you, facing you. Lift up again for that reverse plank and hold. And then we'll bring our left heel to right quad for that one-legged reverse plank, and I'll count to 5, 4, 3, 2. Bring it down. Other side. Let's count 1, 2, 3, 4. Bring those feet down. And then we'll lean back, lift up with those legs, extend out with their arms. We're holding. Let's try 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Bring it down. Bring the soles of your feet together. We're going to scoot in a little, not too much, leaving this nice diamond pattern with your legs. And then we'll bring our forearms palm up, slide them under the shin, trying to get closer to the feet today. And then we'll bring it up. Bringing those heels closer to us. We'll also slide our bodies closer to heels. And then we'll hold on to those feet, bending at the waist, coming forward, folding ourselves in half. And then we'll bring it up. Holding onto those feet, we're going to lean back onto our tailbone and try to balance here. So I'm trying to get my feet closer to me. The goal is to get your hips open, to get that growing area loosened, the areas that get tight as we age. We don't want that. We want to try to stop that. We want to try to reverse that. Let's bring thumb over heels, fingers in instep. You can stay here and bounce. This may be enough of a challenge for you today. Or we can bring one leg out and then the other. But ultimately, we want to bring both legs out. This is challenging your balance. Even if it looks easy, if you're doing this, you'll realize it's really not. You may fall back. That's okay. Bring your feet together. Pull them in. We're going to give our body what it wants, and we're going to fall back. So, holding on to those feet, bring your feet closer to your body. And then we'll bring thumb over heel, fingers in instep, aiming those toes for the ground on either side. It doesn't mean you have to touch. That's just our ultimate goal. Then we'll bring our feet together. Rock back for momentum. Propel yourself forward till you're back to seated. It may be a big rock for you. That's okay. Once you're back, we'll go ahead and step those feet behind us. Step out to your plank. From here, we'll pike up to our down dog. So head is in between the arms. Hips are lifted. You should look like an upside down V. We're going to bring that left foot up for three-legged dog. And then we're going to make a big swing here. So left knee is going to go to left wrist, ankle to right wrist, and set your shin down on its side. Flatten out that back leg as straight as you can get it for pigeon. Then we'll look up. Option to bring your forearms down to the mat, extending out with your arms, maybe bringing your forehead to the mat. If that hurts, come right back up. Do not let me hurt you. This is your practice. And then we'll bring our hands back up closer to shin. If you'd like, bend your knee behind you. Grab that foot and pull it in a little bit. If that feels okay, bring the bend of your arm to your foot. Then we'll bring that other arm around, binding with those hands for king pigeon. Then we'll bring our hands down. Step out to your plank. We're ready to try the other side. Pike up, down dog. This time, we'll lift that left, oh no, we did the left, right foot up for three-legged dog. Big swing here. Right knee to right wrist. Ankles coming to left wrist. Flatten out that shin behind you. If you're doing this and you think, my leg doesn't look like this, it's not parallel to the top of the mat, it's more like this, that's where you are in your flexibility. Don't fight that. That's your version of your pigeon, so it doesn't have to look like mine, but ultimately we want to get that leg parallel to the top of the mat. Let's look up. Maybe start walking our way down if that doesn't hurt. If you find it does, come back up. Check in with your breathing here. It may be labored, it may be ragged. Try to slow it down. Now we'll bring those hands back up, closer to our shins. Option to bend that knee behind you. Pull that foot in. Maybe bring your foot to the bend of your arm. bring your other arm up and over for king pigeon. And then we'll bring it down. Step out to your plank. From here, we'll pike up again. Down dog. We're gonna walk, step or hop your feet up to meet your hands in front. And then we'll roll up. Swan dive down. Back to your forward fold. Then we'll step down to our tabletop position, or hands and knees. From here, let's bring right foot to right hand. Then we'll bring our right arm under, palm down, drop your hips, look forward. And then we'll try that other side. So bringing it back to our tabletop position, left foot to left hand. Bring that left arm under, drop your hips. And then we'll bring it back in. And let's bring those knees to the outside of our mat and bring our big toes together. We're going to sink down into our extended child's pose, aiming your forehead for the mat, even if it doesn't touch yet. And then we'll slide our left arm underneath the body, aiming our left ear for the mat. Let's bring those hands forward and try the other side. Sliding that right arm under, aiming that right ear for the mat. Now we'll bring both arms forward, back to our extended child's pose. Let's bring it up. We're going to slide our left heel forward. I'm on my right knee. I've got my ankle flattened out. You may want to try half split today, just trying to sit on your ankle, extending out through your foot. Or we can slide this foot forward and try full split. It's up to you. Stop where you feel too uncomfortable and hold yourself up with your hands. If you have blocks, it's a good way to hold yourself up. I've used weights sometimes. Stop where it gets too uncomfortable. Don't let me hurt you. Now we'll switch. We're going to bring that right heel forward, maybe sitting on our left ankle, or we can slide that front heel forward, keeping our back ankle flattened out for your version of split today. Then we'll release. Let's bring our left knee to the center of the mat, pointed like an arrow. So step one is just literally bending your knee here, pointing it forward. Step two, we're going to try to bring this right knee and stack it over top. So mine's stacked. I've been doing yoga for almost 30 years. That'll happen. They stack. Yours may be closer to this. That's okay. Get as close as you can get to that knee without causing yourself serious discomfort. Hold there and breathe. If your knees do stack, straighten out your shins so they're parallel to the mat. Bring palms to soles and we'll fold over those knees for cow's head pose. Now we'll bring it up. Then we'll try the other side. So we're going to aim this right knee for the center of the mat. That's step one. And then we'll see if we can slide this left knee over top of it. Maybe straighten out our shins for cow's head pose. Palms to soles. Hold. Breathe. Now we'll bring it up. We're going to bring our knees to the center of the mat. Bring your feet all the way outside the mat. So that may be challenging enough for you. Just leaving your knees in the center and bringing your feet outside the mat. If you want to go further in this position, we'll start to bring our fingertips down. Maybe puff out your chest and look up. If that doesn't hurt and you want to go farther, keep those knees together. Come down to your elbows. Look behind you. If you want to go further than that, we'll lay on the mat, but make sure you can keep your knees together. That's the intention of the stretch. If you can't, come back up. You're not ready to lay down on the mat. Now let's bring it back up. Bringing it up high on our knees. We're going to bring our knees about hips width distance apart. Shoulders are back and down. So your ankles and your heels are behind you. You don't have to look to see where they are. Don't do that. Bring your fingertips to those heels. Look up at the ceiling. Puff out your chest and look up. You can stay here. Or we can slide those hands down and look behind you for camel. If this scares you, come right back up. Now let's bring it up. If you did camel, you're dizzy now. So am I. We're going to try it one more time. Same options. Fingertips to your heels. No twisting behind you. Stop that. Puff out your chest. Look up. Maybe slide those hands down. Look behind you. And then we'll bring it up. Let's lower down to our mat. Let's bring it out to our straddle stretch. Then, so feet are far apart as you can. We're going to flex these toes towards the ceiling. Then we'll walk it down. So hands come forward. Stop where it's too uncomfortable. Keep those toes flexed towards the ceiling. That'll activate that groin area and you'll feel the stretch there. Staying low to the ground. Let's walk hand over hand, resting one on either side of that left leg. Maybe bring yourself closer to your leg. And then we'll walk it over to the right. Let's walk it to center. See if you can reach further. Maybe bring your forearms to the mat, still flexing those toes towards the ceiling. And then we'll bring it up. Slide your left hand towards the left heel. Bring your right hand up and over for side stretch. And then we'll try that other side. Right hand slides towards right heel. Left hand comes up and over, stretch. Still flexing those toes. It's easy to lose contact with that. Then we'll bring both hands to both sides. Stop before this gets too uncomfortable. Even if you stop right here, that's okay. Breathe. Now let's bring it up. Bring your hands behind you, facing you. Bring those heels together. We're going to shake it out. That should feel good. Now we're going to bring it down to the mat. Heels are going to be close to glutes. And then we'll bring our hands out to that T formation. Palm down to either side. Bring your left knee, cross it over your right knee. Bring both knees and let them fall over to the right. We're trying to keep both shoulder blades on the ground if we can. Look over at your left hand to make this a spinal twist. Then we'll bring it up and try that other side. Right knee over left. Knees fall to the left. Look over at your right hand. And then we'll bring it up. One more time each side. Left knee over right. Knees fall to the right, trying to keep those shoulder blades grounded if possible. Look over at your left hand. And then we'll bring them up. Right knee over left. Knees fall to the left. Look over at that right hand. Let's bring it back up. Bring your left heel over right quad. Lift up with that bottom foot. Reach in between with your hands. Flexing both feet. We're going to lay down on the mat, trying to bring all this back for figure four stretch. Now let's point our toe. Flex through the balls of your feet. Point. Then flex. Bring that top heel down to the mat and we'll cradle our shin. You can do that by holding it with your hands, or we could bring the bend of our foot to the bend of our arm, knee to the other, clasp your hands over top of them, and we'll rock from side to side. Now we'll do the other side. So first we'll bring right heel over left quad. Lift up, both heels are flexed. Bring your hands in between. Try to bring all this back for figure 4 stretch. Point your toe, and then we'll flex with the balls of your feet. Point. Then flex, bringing that top heel down to the mat. Cradle your shin, rock your shin from side to side. Now we'll bring both knees to chest. Flex your feet above you. We're going to reach for those feet for the outside. If you can't reach your feet, grab your ankles, your calves, pull those feet down. We want our knees nice and close to the body. So ideally, we'll hold on here at the instep, push down, and then we'll rock from side to side in happy baby. If you find your baby feels kind of out of control and you're not feeling like you're doing it right, your tailbone probably isn't grounded. You're probably rocking more on your back. So bring your tailbone down to the mat and then try. Now we'll bring it to center and hug both knees to chest. Hold on to those knees with your hands. Bring them in. Make circles in one direction, guiding those knees with your hands. So we're working out those ball sockets of the hips. We're giving yourself a little mini back massage by pushing your lower back into the mat in a circular fashion. Now let's reverse. Other direction. Bringing those knees in, making those circles. Now we'll bring both legs out long on the mat. Bring those hands back to that T formation, palm down on either side. And then we're going to bring our right knee to chest. Reach for that right knee with your left hand, keeping your shoulder on the ground. We're going to bring that knee over, trying to get it over to the left. And then we'll switch our gaze to look over at this right hand. Now let's bring those knees up and we'll try the other side. So left knee comes to chest first. Hold on to it with your right hand. Keep that palm down here on the left. Guide that knee over to the side. Both shoulder blades on the mat if possible. Look over at your left hand. Now let's bring it to center. One more time each side. Right knee comes to chest. Reach for it with your left hand. Pull it over to the left and hold it there. Look over at your right hand. And then we'll bring it up. Left knee comes to chest. Reach for it with your right hand. Pull that knee over to the right. Look over at that left hand. Release. Let's make both legs come together on our mat. We're going to allow our feet to curl out naturally to either side. If you're familiar with yoga and you want to do any stretches before we do our corpse pose meditation, do those now. I'm going to turn off the lights. Your job is to bring your heels together, allow your feet to curl out naturally. Bring your hands palm up, resting alongside the body. We're going to close our eyes. We're going to focus inwards for our corpse pose meditation, or Shavasana. This is where we try to slow down our breathing to that deep 6 count in through the nose, 6 count out through the nose breath. We're going to try to clear our thoughts. So that's harder than one would think. So if you can't clear your thoughts, try counting backwards from 100. Visualizing the numbers as they appear and they disappear behind your eyes. Check in with your muscle groups here. Maybe you're holding tension. Maybe your glutes are tense. Maybe your facial muscles are tense. Release that now. You might be tensing your tongue on the roof of your mouth. If you are, release it now. Let's slowly begin returning awareness to our body. Keeping your eyes closed, start making movements with your fingers and your toes. Now we'll make circles in one direction with our wrists and our ankles. Reverse, other direction. Now bring our hands above our head. Stretch your toes out long as if you could grow a few inches here. Feel the space between your ribs as you elongate through your upper torso. Release. Then we'll roll onto the right side of our body in fetal position with our head resting atop our hands. Fetal position is a metaphor for new life and new beginnings. So keep in mind, each and every time you leave your mat, you could emerge from that mat refreshed, renewed, leaving anything behind that no longer serves you. Let's bring ourselves up to seated with the strength of our arm. Open our eyes and come back to that comfortable seated position. I'm going to turn the lights back on so you can see me better. Notice if there's any changes you feel in your body from when you started practicing to right now. Do you feel any looser? Do you feel any calmer? Notice those changes. Let's inhale. Exhale. Bring your arms out wide. We're going to clasp those hands behind us. Puff out your chest, lifting those arms. Look up. Inhale your arms out. Exhale, clasp in front. Hollow out your chest and belly. Look down. Then we'll inhale our arms out. Exhale that right arm over. Left hand helps. Look over your right shoulder. Inhale your arms out. Exhale that left arm over. Right hand helps. Look over your left shoulder. And then we'll inhale our arms out. Exhale that right arm over. Left hand under. We're reaching for our fingertips behind us. Inhale your arms out. Exhale that left arm over. Right hand under, reaching for those fingertips again, maybe clasping. Release. Bring both palms to knees. Inhale. Roll your head forward. Exhale, roll to the back. Keep going at the pace of your own breath. We're going to reverse. Still inhaling to the front. Exhaling as we roll to the back. Notice the sounds you're hearing in your head right now. Might sound like a breakfast cereal, might sound a little louder than that. Depends on how much you stretch. This is a good stretch to do every day. We hold a lot of tension in our head, neck, and shoulders. Let's bring it to center. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Last time. Inhale. Exhale. Namaste. Thanks, guys. Hopefully we'll do this again. Have a good one.